Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from my bedroom back here in the Crasher, where I got my bed made. What a shocker, right? Hey, let's go on up here to the living room and let's see what we're cooking. Let's see what we're cooking. Well, it's eggs. What a shocker. All I can eat is eggs, meat, cheese. So I'm doing the big half scrambled egg. Somebody told me in comments the other day, that's not how you scramble eggs. Well, I know you can mix them in a bowl with milk and do all that, but I just do this little, I like a little bit of the white to show, a little bit of the yellow to show. So I ordered my microphone, and that's going to be coming. It's only from Fort Lauderdale, so should be here quickly. And as soon as it is, I'll be taking this gizmo my phone is on, and that microphone heading to the golf course. And that's your upcoming news. Why am I cooking eggs before bacon? Well, I got up at 2:30 in the morning. That's why there was no evening chat. I went to bed about 8:30 or 9. I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in the Philippines, and he must not have talked to anybody for a long time. He talked to me, and I've known this guy probably longer than anybody. He goes way back, way back. And his name's Pete, Mr. Pete. And he's talking about how wonderful it is over there and how he's enjoying his life. And certainly he's always reminding me of the cost of how it's, basically free. It's not free, but it's, compared to here, it's free. And also have a subscriber that ironically called me, text me in the Philippines. And let's put some of this bacon on. Let's turn that eye up. And he was telling me how I need to go to the Philippines. I'm only going to put a couple pieces that I made some earlier. Put these in the reflective fridge. So will I move to the Philippines? Anybody's guess. My put this back up. My buddy that I've known forever, he's got him a girl over there. I mean, which one of these guys in the Philippines don't? I wouldn't go there for that reason. A lot of guys have heard and watched videos on YouTube about the women there. And let me just straighten something out. While there are plenty of gold diggers or women, looking for an American or Australian or European that go there, because they don't have any money over there. The average income is about $400 a month. They certainly will be, throwing themselves at you. But there's 1,000 islands, I think, in the Philippines. And when you go to like Manila, the capital, you're likely to see more of that than you are in some of the provinces that the locals there, and they're not, while they may look at you because you're a foreigner, they may not be as aggressive towards, hey, pick me. But I've watched on YouTube and I've heard testimonies from a lot that have found the beautiful soulmate of their life in the Philippines. Only because the culture is different. Now you can go find yourself a nice Southern belle here. You can go up there to Georgia, Kentucky, Virginia, and likely anywhere really. I mean, in New York City you can find a lovely gal. But we do have a different culture here where through the media and the way the women are influenced by other women. Put that screen on. I got that screen because I got that bacon cooking high. Let's lower it. Slow it down, Baker. So, is that anything I'm looking for? Hell no. I'm not looking for one anywhere. But then again, you can't believe a damn thing I say. Miss T and I are still an item. She just can't handle the smallness of the camper. And I don't blame her because she's got her people and her kids and her granddaughters, and she's got a place to stay. But all that may change in the coming soonness. We'll see. I like my setup. She may end up getting her own setup. Life is always evolving. Ooh, these are some thick pieces of bacon I got going on here. Those eggs were good. I added that pink salt. I hope I got the right one you guys were telling me about. What is this, day 12 of the carnivore diet? Do I look skinnier? All right, I just want to answer some comments right now, but first, I did make a pot of, I'm drinking the Maxwell House. My gold is up there. I'm saving it. It's kind of like a hedge fund. So when I run out, I got gold. Oh, you know when he slurps it. I made that at 2:30 this morning. And I microwaved it. And I put that heavy whipping cream in it. That's the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. Folks, it just don't get any better than that. Go to the last drop. So we've been, Rafaela and I have been experimenting with how many scoops of coffee in that little Walmart coffee maker, or to a couple of bottles of Walmart water, do I put. And speaking of Miss Rafaela, I bought a whole lot of meat, because that's all I can eat is meat. And I don't know how to cook it, other than put it in a pan and cook it till it's done, add salt and pepper. I mean, I can do that. And I really don't mean to demean myself, because I'm a pretty good cook. Comes to eggs and bacon, grilling steaks. You guys know how good I am at that. But I'm going to ask her if she wouldn't mind if I bring this meat to her house and she cook it and I watch and she teaches me. Because normally when I go over there, Fred and I are sitting on the couch and we're yammering about stuff. And she goes, come on, let's eat. And we go to the table. We eat at the table at her house. They eat on the couch sometimes, they tell me, but she likes to set that table up with all of her fancy silverware and all. It's not fancy, but it's just nice stuff. That's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. And I'm going to ask her to teach me. I told her the other day, I said, you know what? This is the best lemon chicken I ever ate in my life. When we were over in Georgia, chicken piccata. I know a couple of you asked for the recipe. I have some chicken I defrosted yesterday, and I need to cook it today. I'll let it defrost in the refrigerator. It doesn't take long, chicken. And so cut this bacon off. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I want that seasoning flavor that I get when she makes it. And what she does is she beats her meat with one of these hammers. This one's got a little rough edge on it, and it's got a flat edge. I want to know what the difference is. But this, I know, helps. We were going to buy this in Georgia because she didn't have one there, and I was going to get one for the RV. She goes, that doesn't have any weight to it. Pretty heavy. So when we got to her house, she pulls hers out and shows it to me. It's considerably heavier. Nothing wrong with that one, though. Nothing. All you got to just put a little more hammering into it. So, she's going to teach me how to cook, I hope. I'm sure she doesn't mind. I'm going to do the chicken, and then I'll invite myself to go over again with one of my other, I bought some steaks, I bought some ribeyes. You saw that the other day at Walmart. And I'm going to cut them in half. That's what Fred does. Now, he actually said sometimes they have the butcher cut them for them. But, you know, I'm in Walmart. It wasn't like Publix where they would be happy to do that. Oh, that's good coffee. And I like everything thin now. She does the same thing with her hamburgers. In fact, I got to buy one. I think she uses a hamburger press. Fred says he gets in there with her when they make their hamburgers, rolls it up, actually has a scale. They measure each one, and that way when she presses it, you know, they come out the same size and the same thinness. It's hard to cook meat medium rare if that's what you like with it thin, but I liked how the chicken, the burger she made up there in Georgia, steaks, tasted. The flavoring was more in it because it wasn't so thick where it was just on the top. Of course, she told me with the hamburger, she doesn't do on the pan like I do. She mixes it in the bowl with it when they make the bowls and all. So I already know that you got to do something like that. But with that lemon chicken, that chicken piccata, you know, she uses, and then she takes it out of the pan, she puts the stuff in the pan and gets that going again, and then puts it back in the pan. I don't know. Be a heck of a lot better with some ketchup or something on it. Hot sauce. But I can't have nothing. So there's your bacon and eggs. I'll show it to you. Like you've never seen bacon and eggs before. All right. Oh, let's talk about eggs. In fact, so I go to boil some eggs. Now you would think boiling an egg is about the simplest thing a man can do or anybody could do. There's many methods in boiling eggs. So I went on YouTube and we did it in Georgia. Now this one stumped Raffaella. We boiled these eggs and we couldn't peel them. We literally were taking off little bitty pieces. It wouldn't, you know how the eggs, if you get it just right, you can actually, I've seen them. It exists. Well, how do you cook it to get it to come off like that? So I go on YouTube and I, hang on, let me just pour this grease right on these paper towels. Yes, I'm getting rid of that delicious bacon grease. I'm sorry. I ain't got no use for it. I got plenty of bacon if I need more of it. Oh, by the way, the handle, it did not work. Broke right off. So it looks like JB Weld is going to be the next thing. I'm going to put it in there. It's not going to come off. So anyway, back to the eggs. The way I was doing it, and it came out pretty good one time, was there's all the steps you do. You put the eggs in the pot first. Top the eggs about an inch over with water. Bring to a boil. Lower the heat. Cook a few minutes. Remove. Run cold water over them. Second one is put eggs in pot. Cover them with water. puts a little salt in there, boil it, cut the heat off, let them sit in there for 5 minutes for this way, 7 minutes for that way, 11 to 12 minutes for hard boiled. And then put them in an ice bath. So I did 2 of the first 3 ways, and I can't peel the eggs. Is it because the eggs are new, old? But it was really annoying. I mean, super annoying trying to peel an egg. Then you end up pulling the white off. The next thing you know, you peel it off, nothing, and you have a little yellow yolk in your hand. So I've boiled eggs before, and they kind of were easy. I ran them under water to peel. I know that trick. There's even one you can tap the top and the bottom, peel the top off, and blow them out. So the way I saw last night that I'm going to try today is the one and only foolproof way to boil an egg, according to this fella, is you boil the water first. Then put egg in with spoon and cook for the 5, 7, and 11 to 12 minutes respectively for the egg soft, medium, and hard. And then I don't know, just take out. He didn't show me anything about an ice bath. Just cool them off with some water. I guess put them in a refrigerator and then peel one. Do they need to cool down first before the shell will come off? My mom, I remember growing up, because I love boiled eggs. I love eggs. I remember every one of the boiled eggs I ever got that she gave me was cracked and the egg was coming out. So she must have just boiled them and boiled them and boiled them. But that works too. But we will try the water boiling first method today. I boiled 5 or 6 of the ones I couldn't peel and had to throw all of them away. I could not, after trying to peel 2 of them, I just threw them away. I said, well, this is a fail. So I did it the other way, where, I forgot the other way. And they're hard to peel too, but they're in the refrigerator. We'll see if it makes a difference when they're cold. I could try one right now for you. I'm telling you, folks, you can't get enough of that heavy whipping cream. I don't think I added enough. I'm going to have my last cup from the house before we go out. We might go to Wawa or something and buy somebody a cup of coffee, and myself. 2 minutes. So, no evening chat. I did evening sleep. I think that lack of carbs with no sugar, low energy, heavy weightlifting yesterday. I really feel it in a good way. And sleeping on an air mattress for the best part of a week without being in my bed, I was in a lag effect. And I just, you know, I haven't even disconnected my truck from my camper yet. So I went to bed. I thought about you guys. I said, heck with those guys. No. But I went to bed because I was falling asleep in my chair like an old man. Found myself nodding off. That's the best sleep. Oh my gosh. You know, you're sitting there, you're looking at your phone, you're holding something in your hand, and you wake up and, you know, you push something on your phone, probably 911, no. And you call somebody or something. Or you're looking at the TV and it's some of these long infomercials that are just blah, 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 and the droning. And next thing you know, you're like, and then you wake up and you go, oh, go to bed. I got it. And you get in there, and then you can't sleep. I mean, you wish you could just nod right back out. Because I'll wake up, and then that'll happen to me again a couple of times before I'll go to bed. And it is the best sleep. even with your head hanging, sitting upright, to me. So, I guess I need a nap every now and then, every day. I know it's a transformation my body's going through with the dinosaur diet. Shake it. Oh, I put it to it. Now we're going to have some cream. I haven't even done my eye drops yet. Here's my chicken. They're chicken Purdue tenderloins. I did get that correct because Raphael said, I buy tenderloins. I like, yeah, that's what I usually buy, what we eat. But that's going to be kind of hot. Let's see how this cup came out. It's that whipping cream, you know? It makes it the best cup of coffee you ever drink in your life. You know, when I heard about that, I thought that was for like making cakes or something. I don't know. I'm like, whipping cream? How about half and half? I'll never drink half and half again. And I know. I guess I'll try it. Too late now, right? You guys keep telling me to add butter to my coffee. A teaspoon of butter. Well, I will do it. I don't care. I will do it. I told that to Raphaela, and she didn't think, she's not going to do it. But it would probably ruin me. I'll probably only use butter and get rid of the whipping cream, right? You guys are smart. I listen. It might take me a few times you telling me, like starting the carnivore diet, but I'll come around. Don't give up on me. And my first thing that's broke on the camper, besides that sliding door in the bedroom when I was traveling where it jarred up and down and came out of the track that the wheels roll in. But I just bent that track back up in there and it's fine. I mean, I'd like to have a brand new track. The thing is out of warranty today or this week. That's when I bought it a year ago. On the stove here, too hot to touch it right now, there's 4 holes for each one of these grates. And there's this little rubber cushion that's actually glued to the stove. Thank you, AC. That these little tits of the grate stick down in so it doesn't rattle. And when I'm wiping it with a rag, I've always felt them kind of like a little bump there, and I'm like, don't rub that too hard, you'll break those little rubber grommets off. I'm going to say Raphaela did it, because she was in here wiping that stove every time she used it. I told her one time, she probably did it. She loosened it up. Ah! Oh my God, I burned my throat. I burned my throat for disparaging Raphaela, who feeds me and does my laundry. I'm sorry, God. Oh, have you ever burned your tongue? My throat's burnt. Oh. I'm sorry, Raphaela. Oh my gosh. That, what do you call that? When you get paid back right away, I can't think of the word. You know, you do something and anyway. Well, I got to eat my bacon and eggs. I got to put a Band-Aid on my throat. Karma, instant karma is what that was. Oh, God, that burned. I never had it burn my throat before. Whoo! That was like Raphael going, tsh, tsh, tsh. Well, blame me on your crap. You did it. Because I wiped it this morning and I'm the one that did it. But, you know, we always like to blame other people. You know, when you lose your purse, who stole it? You misplaced your keys, somebody took them. Who's got them? You could never have done it yourself, right? That guilt thing. Oh, man. It's great to be in this camper. It's great to have a life where you're retired and your cost of living is none. You have no debt, and you know, just your essentials, your rent, your electric bill, your gas for your car, food that you eat, and you have a home that can be anywhere in this country. People want to pick living on the beach. People want to pick living inland, the mountains. I can do that. Oh God, hang on. Oh my gosh. You know what just happened? I just sneezed like 40 times. I had to blow my nose 3 times. Anyway, I got my eye drops here. I got to do that. That sets me off too because it goes in my sinuses. There was something I was saying that was very important. Oh yeah, I can live anywhere. People spend millions of dollars to live on the beach or even inland and have a big house or in the mountains. We don't get it around here, folks. All right. So there are places when I was in California, I used to live in San Diego, right on the ocean, an RV campground that's still there. I saw it when I was there just a few months ago. And Tammy and I drove down the ocean coastal road there. And it's still there. Now, I don't know what they charge per day. It's not like I'm buying $1 million home, but I can live right on the ocean if I want for a while. I can live anywhere I want if there's a campground or an RV place, or if someone wants to rent out their yard. But the advantage of living this, I've watched a few YouTubers that are RV people, and they've been doing it a while. And I knew 6 years ago that this is something I wanted to do, to be a nomad RV person. And since I've been doing it, I mean, everybody around me is doing it. All over this town, there's different areas. This is like a sea of places. In Bullhead City, all across this nation, they're doing it. And I seen these people up in Georgia driving these big motor coaches that cost buku bucks. They may not be living in them. Some of them may. And it's just a wonderful, cool thing, especially if you can please the lady and have you one of them buses or, you know, a nice big fifth wheel or something where it's like a darn house for sure. And you don't need to pay someone to move it. You can do that if you want, if you don't want to buy an expensive truck. But these big dually diesel trucks that these guys are buying and pulling these fifth wheels with are doing a great job. And you know, I showed them in my video to you, that Brinkley and other ones. I mean, they're just gorgeous. It's another world. You know, I live in South Florida, and when you go to West Palm Beach, it's in your face how many people have boats, because that's the fishing capital. The water gets deep right away. It's on the Gulf Stream, and everybody and his brother has a boat. And they have big boats, they have small boats, but it's a lifestyle. The RV world, when I, first of all, I lived in a Class C for best part of a year or year and a half in San Diego before I moved to Atlanta. That's when I had my sand rail and I was doing my business, and I was going to the desert after I would go out and earn for 3 or 4 days, make a pocket full of hundreds. I'd pack up a bunch of jet fuel that went in my sand rail, and I'd load it up behind my Class C, and I'd go out to Ocotillo Wells or Glamis out west, and I'd burn gas and drive my sand rail up and down sand dunes and party out in my Class C with rock music and cooking steaks. I drank in those days. I was drinking my drinks. And while that part may not be the best part of your life to do, but the rest of it was fun. And I still got it right here. I want to do that. And so I thought 5 or 6 years ago, I said, you know, if I could get another RV, man, and go out west, maybe I could buy an RV, a sand rail, and leave it out there. Because they have all these places that people own in the desert with all this wide open space. And they have these little sheds you can just park things under. And it's dry. There's no rain. There's no rust. And you just put a cover over it, a tarp, and you pay them like, I don't know, $30, $40, $50 a month to store it. And then you can just show up. And, you know, when you're in that area and go, but I didn't do that. I don't want to do that now. But it would make me jealous if I went to Ocotillo Wells or somewhere out there in the desert where people are riding around. I've got my RV, but yet I can't, I don't have a toy to go play with. I don't have a dirt bike, a quad, or a sand rail. So I just stick to just traveling the country now, seeing the sights. You guys know how much I love going to the state parks and seeing all the sights. I'm like a trucker. I've been everywhere, seen nothing. I just keep rolling. That's what I do till I get to the place I'm going. But I've only scratched the surface. But at least I get to live in it, and I'm in it every day, and I'm experiencing that part. And that part is wonderful. When I had the wolf pup, it was wonderful. It really was. It was a tiny little thing, and it felt big to me. This is all I need. This is all I need. And so, you know, I had a subscriber tell me that I've sold them, that they want to get a 25 FKBS Flagstaff, and they're going to retire, and they're going to get their Social Security at 62. And I say, God bless you. You will never regret buying this floor plan, this camper. I have towed it now. I can give you a complete review across the country and back and around and up in Georgia and back and everywhere in between, back and forth to Jacksonville from Boynton Beach with a half-ton truck. And those Goodyear Endurance tires and those Dexter axles, roll, baby. In fact, the only thing I need to do to make this thing highway safe again before I take a big cross-country trip, I'll probably check the wheel bearings. I mean, it's only been a year, as there was no really, I mean, you should always check them, I guess. Anything can happen. But I'm going to make sure they're packed with good grease and the tires are good. I have that tire monitoring thing they gave me when I bought the camper that's Bluetooth, and it goes from tire to tire to tire on the camper while I'm driving on this little box, little TV screen looking thing. And it tells me the temperature of each tire and the air pressure. And you can set it to where if the temperature goes above, or the air pressure, or below so many pounds, what you have it set at, it goes off. And I told you when we left Georgia, that thing was emitting a loud beeping sound for the first time. I'm like, oh gosh, don't say we got us a nail in one of the tires or something. It was just that cold air that the crashers never experienced. It dropped the tire pressure. And so we had to put about 5 or 6 pounds of whatever air in there. And it didn't even look low, but the sensor knew. And of course, when we drove, they got hotter and heated up. But we checked them when they were cold, and I'm running about 55. I think it's 65 it says on the thing out there, but someone told me that maybe 55 would be a little smoother ride or something. They still heat up to like 68. So that's the only thing I got to do to make this, you know, good. And it's really cool to know that no matter where I go, if I'm sheltering in place from a hurricane coming in, or I'm taking a vacation across the country, there's no hotel room, although we got them when we traveled. And that may not have been the smartest thing in the world to do, but it probably wasn't that much more money than it was to get into an RV park, a campground. And we were just, I guess, hell-bent on getting back. So it was just one night, you know. If I travel again, it'll be a couple of nights in an RV park before I move on. I'm going to turtle my way, as the saying goes, as I picked up from Bubba, anywhere I go. And it's just nice to know you've got everything with you. When I had to go run away from that hurricane, I didn't have to like pack everything up and run for my life and hope that the rest of the stuff. If you live in a house, you can't do that. And not everywhere in the country is threatened by hurricanes either. So most people don't have to do that. But it is just nice to know that if I just want to go for the weekend, it's not like I got to pack up a tent and all these different things and, you know, leave stuff behind and what I forget and pack all this up. I just hook up. Yes, it's a few minutes for the weight distribution hitch, but then I just drive away. just make sure that the salt shaker is down out of the cabinet where it doesn't topple over. You know, I take my extra virgin olive oil and I stick it in the sink there so it doesn't topple over and spill into the cabinet or something. I do a few precautions like that. Otherwise, I roll. You know, my bacon and eggs, I don't care if it's cold. I really don't. I'll eat it. I'll eat it. It's going to be another beautiful day. We got a weather change here in Sarasota where we have some cooler temperatures. Guess what? Johnny Vegas told me it's going to be in the 70s and in the low 60s, upper 50s for the morning lows. So you've got just under 60 and in the 70s and maybe a low 80s for their weather now. So isn't that great? I'm sure Bullhead City and places. I have a friend of mine that's selling a Class B and he wants to buy a Class A. He's put a couple of offers in. He looked at a couple yesterday. He discovered the Class B was just too small. Even though it's a very popular selling RV, it's not it's not this. And he likes this, and a lot of people like this, and they like the other things that the people are buying. They like the room. And so he's getting that, and he wants to travel. I said, well, maybe I'll tag along with you. He said, that'd be great. So look forward to possibly Bullhead City in the radar, or Laughlin, we should say. We're talking about the Riverside. We're talking about camping right there, baby, on the Colorado River at the casino, going to the golf courses, going to Planet Fitness, getting Mexican. Wait a minute. Can I do that? Might have to pass on that if I want to keep my weight down. But wish me luck. I wish you luck. Thanks for all the support, the comments, the love. I've been really lacking, and last night I was so tired. I did read comments. There's not a day I don't read your comments. And so many of them I feel bad that I didn't answer. Some of them you're just saying hi to me and keep crushing it, and I love your videos. I want you to know, you write it, I read it, okay? And I appreciate it. You didn't have to take the time to do that, but you did. And I know there's a lot of people too, I want to thank you, that watch my videos that never comment. You don't know how, or you're on your TV or whatever. I just appreciate you, stopping by. And I would ask everybody while I'm here buttering you up, would you please hit the thumbs up on the videos? You can do that with your little clicker on the TV. You can do it on your phone. And the last time I asked, I seen a big uptick in the thumbs up, which really does help the channel out. It's just telling YouTube and the AI that, hey, people like this guy. Let's put him out there because we're selling advertising on those ads. And so they're making money, and I'm getting more popular and growing my channel to reach more people. And that's the goal. Is we have 177,613 beautiful souls, and we were going to go for 1 million beautiful souls out there. And I think we're on the brink. You can type in Sarasota, and before you finish that, you're going to get me. And just beware of the copycats out there. Make sure you watch the right one. There's a lot of people trying to copy. A lot of plagiarism going on in the world. People that just can't do their own thing, so they got to try to make it on somebody else. Just ignore those. And if you happen to bump into one of them, you'll know it's not the right one. You won't see me. And if you do, it's somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing. Ignore those. Don't give them the satisfaction of a click. Don't help them. They're not doing anything good. They're not promoting anything any good. They're bad. I'm good. Anyway, if you want to watch Sarasota Tim, make sure you see my face and hear my voice talking. Okay, folks, get out there today and crush it.